Hello, and welcome back to the 10th episode of Single Sounds. Woo, we did it! And this is the podcast that will help you find a date. This week's character really lives life to the full, and I think this came across in his interview. He has a lot of fun and quirky thoughts and interests, and it was great to get to know him. Welcome to Single Sounds, the one with chicken nuggets. Hello, welcome to the podcast.
Hello.
Let's start with your profile. Who, what, where? So who are you sexually attracted to?
So women.
Nice.
If I look at back at my dating, it's quite interesting because I've never ever dated anyone older than me.
Okay.
So if I'm looking at my profile of people I go through, I'd normally go for girls around, I'm 28, so somewhere south of that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm not massively picky. I'm more of like a personality guy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I look at people I've dated before, like such a variety. It's completely different. And
Yeah, okay. So open to any sort of like background.
Definitely.
Just younger than you is usually what you'd go for.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not anything like I specify. It's just kind of worked out that way. I don't really know why. It's strange, actually.
I do find that happens, especially with girls being younger. I don't know why, though.
It's strange, isn't it?
This might be a bit insulting to men. But I find that guys do mature a bit later. So usually, like, I think it's actually the girls maybe going for the older guys because they hope that they've, like, grown out of their fuckboy stage.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
All of my friends that girls say that, they're like, oh, man, it's glad you've finally matured. I'm like, brilliant.
Yeah. It's been a recent thing.
I think it's literally been in the last few weeks.
Fair enough. So I don't know, maybe you think you're picking, but actually they're picking.
Probably. Honestly, probably.
That's kind of your what as well, isn't it, I guess? So where?
London?
Yeah.
I live in East London, but all of my friends live southwest. I actually don't have many friends in East London. I seem to always end up in goddamn Clapham or Fulham, which is a bit of a nightmare. But I think, yeah, London, it would make sense. And I work centrally, so yeah, around those sort of areas.
Because you're East, you don't really have a choice. You've got to do the whole of London. You don't really mind about what zone.
It's quite niche if I say just East London.
Yeah. Well, you definitely end up with a type of person, like the edgy bracket, I think.
Definitely. Honestly, people think I'm edgy because I live east. I like to think I'm edgy, but I'm definitely not.
It does normally work out that way, though. The people I know that do live east tend to be a bit more out there.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, the only reason I did it is because I've just got this thing against the underground. I'm all for the underground because it's good to get you places, but I just hate the thought of being on the underground every day.
Really?
So I like the fact that I can cycle to the office. I'm all for that. A bit of fresh air in the morning.
That's so interesting because I thought the opposite. I have to be near a tube, but specifically a night tube.
Interesting.
Not that works anymore because they've kind of like stopped them all. But obviously, when I picked where I lived, it was before COVID. Yeah. So I was like, I need a 24-hour tube to get home.
So I actually live quite near a 24-hour tube as well. But I've only recently realised it.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't even think about it when I got the flat. I was like, oh, this is just a nice location.
Yeah.
It actually works quite well.
I mean, I do prefer the overground because at least I can like be on my phone the whole time.
True.
That's nice.
Yeah, so true.
I can do all my admin. That's what I call replying to text. Admin.
Life admin.
Literally. I have to like set aside time to reply to messages throughout the day. That's how much they irritate me. Let me know your 2 truths and a lie.
It's funny, I was talking to some friends about this, and I really didn't want to say this one, but I feel like I have to.
Okay.
I'm obviously not going to say which one this is.
Yeah.
But I'll do my 2 truths and 1 lie. So my first one is I've got a Soho House membership. My second one is I was Joseph in the school nativity play. That has so many positive and negative connotations, honestly. So many. And then my third one is I was once asked to be on the show Take Me Out.
No. But I loved that show.
Honestly, Paddy McGuinness was my hero.
I'll guess first, and then if it's true, we can get onto it, because I'll have so many questions. Okay, Soho House membership, I can see that. Although you're not a creative, because I know what you do, and I feel like they do like to sway towards the more creative people in life. So, not sure. It's plausible, put it that way. What was the second one?
Being Joseph.
Yeah, why not? You seem confident, could be quite a good main character in a play. Believable. Take Me Out. I just don't think I can say that's the lie because it would hurt me so much. I'd be so disappointed. I guess it could have been another show, but oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna go Soho House as the lie.
Yeah.
It was.
True.
Yeah.
It's actually annoying because I really want a membership. I've been trying so hard. I've called the membership team weekly. I'm like, have I got my membership yet? They know my name now. And they're like,
goodness.
You're not getting a membership. I've seen your LinkedIn. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, no, you don't do the right thing.
I've even done anything. So my sister works in like media. And I'm like, oh, can you just like hook me up with some of your famous friends and just like put me forward for it? No, I've got loads of friends that work in like marketing. Put me forward for it. They've got no interest in finance bros.
No.
That's a shame.
That's what I mean. I was like, I know you don't work in the right industry. I think they've buckled down on it even more as well.
Yeah.
Because someone told me a similar story. They really wanted to become one. And I was like, but you're not an artist. And they were like, yeah, I know. I was like, yes, it's not for you.
So I've got to this point now where I said to my brother works in like more creative stuff, I said, can I please get the membership in your name? And I'll just go and it'll be brilliant. And you can go whenever you want. Honestly, you could just use your membership.
Why do you want to go so bad?
So I went a couple of months ago.
Oh, you got taken as a guest?
Yeah, I've been a few times, and every time I've gone, I've just been like, I need to be here. Just had such a nice vibe.
Yeah.
I just really like it in there, but no.
But
it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We just got to accept it.
You need a lot of recommendations, don't you?
Yeah.
How many is it? Do you know?
So I've got 4 recommendations now.
Okay.
Instead, I've gone broad. I've got like someone that works at Facebook. I even went as far as getting a meditation and yoga teacher to recommend me because I thought that just shows that I'm like, spiritually aware and all of this. No bueno.
Well, you really have tried.
I've really tried.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, wait. Yeah, that was the lie. So Take Me Out is true. Why didn't you go on?
I know. So it happened at the worst time. I just started working and I got it. I had a phone interview that went well. I had like a second interview that went well. And then they were like, okay, you're on. And then it kind of hit me because I was doing it as a joke initially.
Yeah. I
was living in Shoreditch at the time with some friends. And one of my friends said to me, are you sure you want to do this? Because everyone's going to see you. He was like, I'm not sure this is the best idea. And then I thought about it and I was like, I just had an image of me just coming down this lift. I mean, like going like that, doing something really embarrassing. Yeah. And like the rest of my life just being a meme of myself.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, am I really going to do this? And I thought about it. And then my brother told my mum.
Oh.
And it was like, no, it's not.
She was absolutely not.
No chance.
Yeah.
So I thought, do you know what? Actually, maybe it's just not the best idea. And now I kind of regret it because it would have been really funny.
But... No, I actually did a really similar thing and I chickened out. I applied for Love Island and all of a sudden I was like, wait, what am I doing? I was like, why did I do this? Because they were asking like really uncomfortable questions. Yeah. And obviously I was like, oh yeah, I forget that you have to share like the number of people you've slept with. And then I realised my answers were really boring. And I remember like people on the show had been like 300 or whatever. I don't know. That's not a good thing either, but...
But the questions are so, like, they're probably quite similar, right? The stuff they ask you.
Yeah, I was spooked. I was like, oh no, I can't have the world know these figures.
Bad,
like, and they're not even that bad, but like, I thought the same, like, my job. I didn't want them knowing these numbers. Like,
so bad.
And then I was like, what, are they going to give me like 8 weeks off to go on holiday for a TV show?
It's never going to happen, is it? I mean, you think of the people that have been on those kind of shows before. I feel like they're so geared up for it. And I just don't see me as that person.
Yeah. And Take Me Out, I mean, I think I loved it because it was really cringe.
Yeah.
Like it is.
So cringe.
And imagine if you got a blackout. What was that? Was it called a blackout?
Yeah. Well, that was what my friend said. They were like, how many lights off as you walked out would you be happy with?
Yeah.
And I hadn't even considered that. I was like, well, I want all of them on. So, but what if you get a blackout? And then I was just like, had like a panic attack. I was like, oh my God, imagine.
I always felt really bad for them when they did.
Yeah.
Like, especially when they were doing that silly special skill at the end.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everyone would like get the ick and just go like, no. And you can like, it was the noise, wasn't it? It was like, bow, bow, bow. Oh God.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm glad I didn't do it because I kind of would love to see it back, but also I just don't want that stuff floating around.
I guess at the time, memes weren't as big, so at least people wouldn't have made it into a meme as much. Like, I don't think I've seen any Take Me Out memes.
Yeah, that's true.
And there were some really embarrassing people on there.
So embarrassing. I sold myself out of it now, actually, and now I'm really glad I didn't do it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, you realise it's just like not for you.
It's just not the thing.
Let me know your worst dating story.
So, I've got quite a few. A few. But, I mean, given the people that will probably listen to this, I'll keep it pretty clean. So, when I first moved to London, I lived with 2 other guys, so there's 3 of us. And we used to do this thing where we'd go on the apps and we'd all arrange a date on a Thursday, and Thursday was our dating day.
Okay.
So every Thursday we'd go to a date, and it then became such like I don't know, it was just so arranged that we would go to the same pub on this Thursday. We'd all sit on the same table, and obviously the girls we were dating didn't know we were
friends. Yeah,
we were friends, and so it was really funny for the first few weeks. Like we just like wink at each other and stuff, and like Is that going well? It was so
sounds
funny.
fun.
It was actually really fun. But then this one week, I think like one of my friends is away or something, so it was just two of us, and the other guy didn't get a date, and I did, and we all have each other on Find My Friends, so we can literally follow each other. But I mean, not that they needed to, because they knew exactly where I would be at 5:30 on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so I'm just on this date with this girl. To be honest with you, it just generally wasn't going well. You know, when you walk in, you're like, this actually isn't really for me. And then in the corner of my eye, I saw my friend walk into the pub with like such a grin, and I was like, I'm in trouble here.
Yeah.
And then behind him, another friend of ours who is notorious for just like messing with people.
Oh no.
And I just like, my head in my hands, and this girl was like, "Are you okay?" Because my mood must have just changed.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just quickly go to the toilet." So I went to the toilet. As I come back, they grabbed me. They were just like whispering away, like, "We're gonna ruin your day." I was like, "Oh God, here we go." And they were drunk as well.
Oh,
They'd been day drinking because one of the friend that's there actually lives in the US, so he came over to stay with us. So they were so drunk, and I was like, "Oh, this is not a problem." And then they just started properly fucking with me. We were just on this table, and then as I was walking back to the table, he like barged me. I was like, just like, what do I do? This poor girl was probably thinking, what is going on?
Yeah.
If anything, it's just a dating horror story for her, not me.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like stuff like he like threw his wallet on our table, was just like being so aggressive, and I was like, oh my word. And then they went outside, and we were on a table by the window, and they were just like banging on the window and pointing at me, and this girl was like, do you know these people? Because they've just been like messing with you the whole time. I was like, okay, I had to come clean.
Yeah.
She was like, actually was quite funny.
Oh, okay.
So it worked a bit. It was honestly at the time I was like, what is going on here?
You were like, were you getting annoyed?
I was just like, well, kind of not. I was like, this is quite funny, especially as I wasn't really feeling it. It was just kind of made it quite funny. But yeah, that was more of a dating horror story for her, to be honest with you. But I've actually got a couple. I mean, I once went on a date when I was on a ski season with a girl, and we were skiing all day, and she crashed.
Oh.
It was so awkward. Like she had
a really bad accident.
It wasn't like bad, but like she couldn't really walk. Like she was like quite injured. It was like really awkward. I had to like help her down. It was like the first date. I met her like drunkenly the night before.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was really.
Well, that's an intense first date.
That was so intense. Maybe
Did you have to take her to hospital or something?
No, she was fine. I like got her at the bottom of the slopes. Got her in like one of the cars that we had, and took her back to her house, and like left her there. But it was just like really awkward. She was obviously trying to play it cool, and I was there being like
trying to play it cool, but she couldn't walk.
They were like half a leg hanging off. So, yeah, no, I'm fine.
Oh, good. Lovely date.
I think that just happened to me. I think I just walk into dating horror stories.
Yeah, fair enough. Continuing on the dating theme, let me know your stop, start, continue.
Okay, so for me, I think the stop, start come together. I'm so unmillennial saying this, and I think it's because I'm so bad at texting. Because I'm just not like, I'm not that I don't reply, but as in like, you know, it might as well be French because it's just the actual wording is awful. Like even my friends say to me, they're like, "You've got your own language, and we know exactly what you mean, but it's just spelt wrong and it's the wrong word." I've got my own language. So for me, I think stops texting and start is like calling, FaceTiming. I'm so much more of a fan of, you know, if I think of something, rather than text my friend saying, "Do you want to go for beers?" I'll just call them and say, it's just so much easier.
It is way easier, yeah.
So I think they're like my stop, start, and continue. This is like a real big thing for me as well. Mm-hmm. Is I hate when people get into relationships and they change their like life. Like they stop going out with their friends. They stop being who they are. So for me, a continue would be that continue like doing things that you enjoy, continue doing stuff on your own with your friends, continue like I continue doing stuff with my friends, but also I don't like the other side of that when you don't integrate with the friendship groups as well. Like all of my friends that have got relationships, their girlfriends are like our friends as well, and they kind of do stuff together. Nice. I just want people to like continue to, you know, do what they know they enjoy, because I've got friends as well that completely change who they are, and I'm just not really about that.
No,
it's not for me.
It's not sustainable either.
It doesn't work.
No, eventually you're going to be unhappy because you'll like wake up one day and be like, I don't even have the same friends. Like I don't do the same stuff that I used to enjoy.
Yeah.
Like I think you see it in marriages a lot. They wake up and they're like, I don't know, it's in like the movies. They're like, I used to paint and I don't paint anymore. And they're like, okay. Like then the partner doesn't know what to say because they're like, but you chose not to paint. Like I didn't force you to do that. Like I think half the time it isn't the partner's like morph them into someone else. It's actually like very much their decision.
Definitely.
Which is stupid.
But I think it's just like individuals sometimes are that person or they're not. Like they know what they're like in dating or when they're single.
Yeah.
Whereas I think for me, I'm kind of the same
person. Yeah. No, I'd agree. I think I'm exactly the same. I actually think maybe when I'm in a relationship, I overdo it. Like I make sure that I see my friends loads because I'm worried that they'll think that I'm gone. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll message them and be like, I haven't seen you in weeks. And they're like, okay, don't worry.
Last week.
Yeah, it's fine. We're all good. But similarly, I've experienced when I have friends that are the same, like I don't see them anymore and it's sad.
Yeah, I just don't get why people do it. I've never really understood it.
Okay, what is your moan of the moment?
So my moan of the moment, I feel like everyone thinks is the moment, is the fact that just Ubers are a myth. They just are a myth. They just don't work anymore.
I get Bolts now.
I've tried, even Bolts sometimes are a myth. The amount of times I've been trying to get one and it just doesn't turn up. And I'm sitting there being like, well, that's 50 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
Yeah.
And it's just, I've got into this real unhealthy habit now of getting a black cab.
Oh,
It's
really?
just so unhealthy because it is just so much nicer. And
Yeah.
also it's just not good for the bank balance.
No.
But honestly, Ubers, I hate them. They just don't. I'd love them if they arrived. They just don't anymore.
Do you have a bad star rating?
Well, actually, that's a point. My star rating got so low at one point. I had to change phones for a bit because my Uber rating went so low that they just wouldn't pick me up. I went to the US for a couple of months one summer. And I'm pretty sure my friends pretty much threw up in every other Uber.
Oh,
and my
no.
rating was so bad that they just
Yeah,
stopped.
they won't come if yours is bad.
But then I've started a new Uber with a new number and it's worked. And now I've got a good rating, but I just think that there's just none of them around London anymore.
Yeah, I can't decide if I'm sure someone knows the answer to this, to be fair. But I don't know if there's less drivers or like everyone just wants Ubers.
Yeah.
I don't know which way round the demand is, but I've massively converted to Bolt now. I used to check Uber and then check Bolt, and now I check Bolt, and then if there's a Bolt, I don't even bother checking Uber anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
So I always check both. And it's just like, which one can I see the most cars on? Because sometimes I'm looking and I'm in central London. There should be millions of them. And there's like 2. And I'm like, what is this app? Like, this is a joke. As all these black cabs going past me, I'm like, whatever, let's just get a cab.
Yeah, just getting one of those. Especially, now there's no night tubes.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the night tube for the central line's working, but I guess your northern line is just, that's
I think
not working, is it?
Yeah, the Central and the Victoria are the only ones that are working. I'm on the Piccadilly. That's no good.
Does that even have a night train? No.
It used to.
Did it?
That's why I picked it.
Brilliant.
I know.
That's worked well.
I know. It used to be before COVID, but
COVID.
Yeah.
Do you know, you've just mentioned COVID, and I thought we'd go longer than that without mentioning it because I feel like COVID drops into every conversation now. It's like, oh my god, please, let's just try and not mention it.
I know. We won't need to mention it. This is a nice happy space. This podcast. What is your most irrational fear?
I've always had this fear, and it's the problem with it is they're popping up more and more everywhere. It's bubble tea.
Oh.
I just A, I hate it. B, I look at it and it's just like I shiver. It just looks weird. I don't get it. And
I've never tried it.
This image of people like drinking it, and then the little bubbles. I'm really not about it.
So it's like the consistency.
Yeah, just like even just seeing it, I'm a bit like, yeah, no. I don't know. I'm honestly scared of bubble tea. I'm actually scared of bubble tea. I can say it out loud. Maybe I'm repairing myself from this fear.
I'll be okay. I've never tried it. To be honest, it doesn't appeal to me at all. It's cold, right? I think.
I think so.
It's like iced tea.
The one I had once was cold. It was awful.
So you have tried it?
I tried it once, and it was just like, I don't know. It's like these weird little balls that just like pop in your mouth. It's like, this is just not nice for anyone.
Oh, so you are meant to eat the balls?
Maybe or not. Maybe that's where
I don't know.
Maybe
I wasn't sure if they just sat in there as like flavour. I wasn't sure. I know nothing about them, to be honest.
No, bubble tea, awful. It's not about it.
No, fair enough. So what would your TED Talk topic be?
So part of me wanted to come on here and be like, yeah, no, it'd be something like, something sciencey, something, something about economics, I don't know, something I can talk about. But realistically, and every one of my friends, if you ask them for like a one-word thing about me, it just is chicken nuggets. My TED Talk would be about chicken nuggets. I know everything about chicken nuggets. Like, I'm a connoisseur. Honestly, I'm a chicken nugget connoisseur. Actually, that should be in my Insta bio. Might change that. All the best places to get chicken nuggets around London, I know. The chicken nuggets versus a strip. As I've matured, I've gone more into wings now, but that's like the maturity level. Whereas the nuggets were when I was younger. But honestly,
amazing
chicken nuggets. I love them.
So how do you rate McDonald's nuggets?
Awful. They do a job when you're really drunk.
Yeah.
But also, chicken nuggets is more of like a broader term. My favourite is like a chicken strip.
Strip, yeah. So if you're at McDonald's, you get the 5 strip.
Yeah,
sure. What is it called?
Selects meal.
Yeah, 5 chicken select. Yeah. That's the one.
But I just, honestly, anything chicken nuggets, I'm all about it. I think that, the best chicken nuggets in the world, and this might shock you.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Is from Costco.
Yes.
Honestly,
I know that.
Really?
Yeah.
They're good,
My mum had a Costco membership when we were younger, and my brother was obsessed.
Honestly, they're
with
unbelievable.
Those chicken nuggets.
Honestly, they're unbelievable.
And they come in that huge bag.
Yeah.
Like, huge.
I've got literally a designated chicken nugget shelf in my freezer. And honestly, I've got all different types, like nugget select, blah, blah, blah. But the Costco ones I take for special occasions.
This is rogue, but have you tried corn chicken nuggets?
I have.
I love them.
I have tried them.
And one of my friends is like vegetarian, and she was like, try these. I'm not gonna lie, I judged them before I tried them. I was like, nah, it's just gonna be shit. It's not gonna be Costco, is it? But I thought they were really good.
They're okay. I mean,
like, as an alternative.
Definitely. They're better than like shit chicken nuggets, for sure.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'd rather them than McDonald's.
Agreed. I honestly would agree with that.
Yeah.
But, you know, Costco chicken nuggets, I mean, for me, you could serve that at a Michelin-star restaurant and I'd be happy.
They're quite big, aren't they,
They're
though?
massive, like
They're
proper
like,
chicken breasts as well.
they remind me more of those Korean fried chicken, big bits of chicken, all boneless. Oh, yeah, they are good.
So good.
Yeah, if you haven't tried those,
you need to.
Listeners, you need to. They're really good. But Costco is annoying. It's got a high barrier to entry with that membership card.
Honestly, if I met someone with a Costco card now, I'd be like, yeah, sold.
Yeah. It's a dating requirement. I don't know anyone with one. I don't think there's not really one around here.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah, there's. I don't.
There's not one in Central.
No,
so you have to drive out.
Yeah, I have to drive out. I sometimes, if my mum or dad are going, I'm like, oh, can you just get me like, I don't know, 10 bags of chicken nuggets maybe?
Yeah. Just bring them to London.
Yeah. For my birthday, what do you want? Costco chicken nuggets, please.
That's so funny. Oh, I like that. That was a good answer. Let me know your low-key flex.
So I'm going to get roasted for this, by the way.
Okay.
And I have quite a savage friendship group, so I'm almost quite scared to say this. And they take the piss out of me so much for this. But I was like an under 14 tennis champion.
Okay, that doesn't sound that bad.
No, but they just take the piss out of me because I'm actually not that good at tennis anymore.
Oh,
like,
right.
I can obviously play, but like my friends have beaten me before. And they're like, mate, you chat so much shit. You kind of be good. Like, honestly, I get ripped for it. But yeah, I guess that's it.
How high did you compete?
So just like county level.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay,
just like county level. I used to think I was a bit of a legend at school. Everyone's like, God, the tennis guy.
So that's where the bullying comes in, because you used to think it was like the coolest thing.
I used to be like, I'm a pretty big deal at school, because, you know, tennis
county,
champion.
county tennis.
So funny.
Oh, that's so funny. I was a swimmer, and counties was like, I thought it was pretty cool. I got to counties, I think, like once. I was like, wow.
I'm a bit of a big deal.
Yeah, I was like, guys, I qualified.
I'm guessing you know my name.
Yeah. But yeah, when you're a kid, those things like seem so important.
Honestly,
though.
yeah.
I mean, I'm proud of you for your county tennis.
Thank you.
Wait, so do they take you to play tennis now and expect you to be really good?
Well, so this is actually really embarrassing. So one of my friends, his mum's quite good at tennis.
Oh.
And we were in America for a couple of months, and we used to play tennis like with his mum and like a few of our friends that live out there. And his mum beat me. His mum beat me at tennis. And I mean, I was really hungover at the time, so I played on that. But even like sometimes now on Instagram, his mum messaging me being like, "We'll play tennis when you're over in America next." I just like get so much shit for it. I'm like, oh my god,
you get roasted by someone's mum. Amazing. That's really funny. What is your life soundtrack?
So this is hard because I feel like I've got quite a good music taste.
Okay.
But then those goddamn Spotify raps come around.
Oh yeah.
And it completely exposed me. Like, I got exposed. 3, 4, 5 was all like, you know, like nice, cool, like generally quite good music. And then my top 2 was Dua Lipa and Zara Larsson. And I'm like, oh my god, so this has happened.
I mean, they're very good looking.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So it would have to be one of their songs. Honestly, I'm actually a bit of an undercover Dua Lipa fan. So I'm trying to...
I mean, she's awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's proper talented. That's the thing, isn't it? I think sometimes artists kind of get away with just being like attractive, and then they have other people like write and produce their songs, whereas she's actually an artist.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Definitely.
Wait, do you know which one of her songs?
I don't know. Honestly, I love all of them. I actually do.
Just, yeah, so it's not really life soundtrack. It's like life artist. It's Dua Lipa.
I mean, I'm obsessed with her song Levitating.
Okay.
That's like my shower song at the moment. And I've also, this is so embarrassing as well. So I bought my brother Dua Lipa tickets for his birthday, and I gave them to him because he's quite a big Dua Lipa fan as well. And he looked at me, he's like, I mean, this is a present for you, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm taking you, like, because you because I mean, I don't want to go. I think it's cringe, but you know, because you really want to go, I'll come with you.
Yeah. That's really funny.
But yeah, Dua's recently overtook Zara Larsson because Zara Larsson used to be number one. So I lived in Sweden for a bit, so she was obviously massive out there. And so like it was like the joke with all my Swedish friends that, oh, you love Zara Larsson, it's all you ever talk about. And they played along for like a few weeks that one of them knew Zara Larsson's sister. And I was like, mate, you need to introduce me to her, like, please, and all of this. So embarrassing when I look at it. I actually went out there to Sweden like at the end of last year to see I was meant to be going for a Zara Larsson concert. Obviously, as a joke. It was a joke. It was actually it was my friend's birthday, and she
going to all these concerts.
She happened to be playing.
Okay,
and I flew out there, and
she
just happened. Just a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
And then she cancelled an hour before the show. So I was in my friend's apartment in Sweden, and he was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter though, does it? Because you didn't come over here for that."
Yeah, it was just a coincidence.
No, it's a coincidence.
But secretly you were like crying yourself to sleep at night. Do you like going to concerts a lot then?
Yeah, I think so. I'm like quite a gig person.
Okay.
So next month I think I've got like an average like 2 or 3 a week. I'm quite into like new upcoming music.
Yeah.
And then so I just buy random tickets because it's quite fun on say it's like a Wednesday night or something.
Especially when they're cheap,
like £10, £15
yeah, they're normally
gig.
£10, aren't they? Yeah. Good date as well, I always think.
It's a good date.
Yeah.
It is a good date, but maybe not first date. I feel like because you can't really like talk.
Yeah,
I think it's a good second date.
It is. Still an early date because you can still have a fun, good time. You can go early, get a drink, then do the chat, and then you can actually like enjoy the music.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I went to a Tom Odell concert recently, like a few weeks ago, and they looked like they were on a first date, and this guy just stood behind her the whole time, like, you know, hugging her. He was quite tall and she was quite short, just like hugging her from behind, and they didn't move the whole concert, and it was really frustrating because they were very much blocking my view, and I was like, I don't know, like I was like, that's such a weird,
that's strange,
such a weird
Surely
position.
That can't be a first date.
Well, maybe not. Maybe it was long term because they weren't chatting. But when it ended, he like released her because I was so invested. I was like, when's he gonna let go? It was such a distraction from the whole concert. Because I'm not a massive Tom Odell fan. I kind of went more with these friends because
why not? And
at the end, he like let go and then walked to the bar and then got a drink, but just for him.
Strange.
Yeah. And then she was just stood there like a lemon. And I was like, why didn't you go to the bar with him? I don't know. The whole thing was just, it just looked so uncomfortable. And it looked like he thought that was what you do at concerts to like with a girl. I don't know.
God, poor guy.
Yeah, tragic.
He needs to come on your podcast.
I know. I did really want to go up and be like, what's going on here? Like, what's the vibe? Let me know your drink of choice.
So this is really easy for me. Strawberry daiquiri.
Okay.
Love strawberry daiquiris.
Love a cocktail.
Yeah. I'm really fortunate in that my housemate used to be a barman and he's just so good at cocktails. So we have like every alcohol under the sun. But strawberry daiquiri is my go-to. I live for strawberry daiquiris.
Amazing. Yeah. Is that like even when you're out?
No, I mean, it's quite niche, isn't it? In a nightclub. Yeah, have a strawberry daiquiri, please. 3 vodka lemonades and a strawberry daiquiri. No, more of like, my image of it is, you know, when you're sitting on a beach, the first drink you're strawberry daiquiri straight away.
Holiday sun.
Yeah.
Do you like travelling?
For me, I try and travel as much as possible. Like, I'm a big fan of a long weekend.
Okay,
so, I'll regularly leave work early on a Friday, fly somewhere for the weekend, and then try and get back on Monday. So you go somewhere, do something different. That's normally not hot, though. So it's not a strawberry daiquiri kind of vibe.
No, like a city break or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can get a strawberry daiquiri in, I don't know, Prague. Why not?
Yeah, 3 pints and a strawberry daiquiri, please.
But yes, you'd make them at home though. That's quite impressive.
Well, I don't make them.
Yeah,
I consume
housemate
them.
does.
I consume. I think I'm pretty sure he enjoys it because he doesn't let me anywhere near the blender. He does it always like sit down. Okay.
Yeah, probably. I can imagine if you're a barman, that's your special time to show your skills. You don't want some amateur coming to ruin it.
Exactly. And I am an amateur.
Yeah.
I turn up and he's like, mate, what are you doing? That's just wrong. How can someone mess up a vodka lemonade?
Okay, so here is your bestie rec.
Oh, God.
I think it is 3 minutes long.
Oh, God.
So.
Oh, God.
Let's see how this goes.
Where do I start with this lad with a girl's name, who when he applied for an all-girls school, he got in? So most people come on here and tell you why you should date their mate, but I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't. First of all, his language skills. Going to university in Sweden means he is fluent in the Nordic language and managed to find a Swedish person wherever he goes to have a chat with. It's just a shame not a single Swedish person can understand a word he says. Second of all, his cooking skills. This boy cannot cook. He hates it. So expect him to take you out to lots of swanky restaurants, edgy eateries, or cute Deliveroo nights in. Oh, and I can't forget the chicken nuggets. He knows more about chicken nuggets than Ronald McDonald himself. Third, taking him home to meet your family. The whole family will love him. Trust me, it is annoying. Your dad will become his best friend, your mum will start texting him to invite you both over for dinner, and your siblings will want to hang out with him more than you. Fourth, his humour. He has the darkest, driest sense of humour. If there is that thing that you feel that you really shouldn't say, yeah, that thing, well, you know that when you laugh and you forget how to breathe, your eyes start leaking and weird shaking sounds come out. Expect that daily. Okay, I'll stop slating and say why he's important to me. My friend is my go-to for spontaneous plans. Want to fly somewhere? He's already got his bags packed. He's my go-to for absolute savage wisdom. He's an absolute savage. And for helping me reach my goals. He really is the ultimate hype man. But he is also my go-to with my rent, as he's now my landlord. If you're into the following as a package with any amount of banterous intrigue, you should date him. He's really into settling trends. Most people want to own dogs because they're great for Sunday pub selfies. This guy wants a goat. In his opinion, it's far cuter, more of a story to tell, and well, goat does stand for greatest of all time. The next, honesty. It is the best policy, but is also the reality that you will get from him. He will tell you how it is, how it should be, and how he sees it. You should also know that this is exactly what he wants back. He needs a girl that can love hard, play hard, and match him on his values. He's also fiercely loyal, and what I want from him is someone deserving of his wit, satire, and affections, as he is incredibly thoughtful, imaginative, and really knows how to live the dream.
Wow. Well, that was a stitch up.
There were some nice things thrown in there.
Yeah.
But...
I think it's the nicest things he's ever said, some of them in there.
Oh, bless him.
Well, at least we're on the same page with the chicken nuggets thing.
Yeah.
I told you, that's all anyone
he
thinks
got
when
the
they think of
flights
me.
as well.
Yeah.
I really want to know. It was like the first thing he said about you applying to a girls' school.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I went to this. This just isn't going to look good.
Okay.
So I went to this. Well, it's not an all-girls grammar school. It is technically an all-girls grammar school.
Uh-huh.
But they let a few boys in for sixth form.
Oh, right, yeah.
So there was like, I don't know, 150 girls and, I don't know, 7 boys or something.
The dream.
I mean, yeah. And I think, well, to be honest, some of my friends that are girls are like, that's probably the making of you, is the fact that you spent so much time with girls growing up. But yeah. I can't believe you mentioned the goat thing as well.
Oh, that was it.
Oh,
yeah,
my word.
The goats is funny. When I was at school, a girl had 2 goats. Like, her family just bought 2 goats. They were called Iggle and Piggle.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And they were really cool. Like, they were actually really sound animals. They just lived in the garden.
Goats are great.
But I think I don't know if they let them in. They had their own little, like, playpen in the garden, like, with, what are they called? Like pigsties, almost. That, like, tunnels that they could run and stand on, because, you know, they like standing on things. Yeah, Iggle and Piggle were great.
I actually do want to go.
Where would you keep it inside?
I mean, it's just a bit unfair, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't really get a goat yet, but I will get one at some point.
Yeah.
When
you have a garden.
Yeah, when I have a garden, and goat can just chill in the garden.
Yeah, I think they're really chill. I think they're just happy to just.
I think they're just like
exist.
quite happy to be alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was cute. Very long, but
very long.
I enjoyed
very long
the commitment. Okay, final section. This or that. So I'm going to read you 2 options. You just go with your gut.
Okay.
Yeah. Home or gym workout?
Home.
Oh, interesting.
For sure. I've got all my gym stuff in my flat.
Did you buy them already?
Yeah.
Or did you have it before?
I bought it in lockdown.
Yeah. Speak all languages fluently or speak to animals?
Oh, this is tough.
I think this is a hard one.
I mean, I've always wanted to be able to speak other languages.
But
speak to animals would be so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like in real life, you've got to speak other languages. I think that would be so fun.
It's like kind of that's the more practical answer. But then if you could speak to animals,
just chilling
I don't even know what you do with it.
Out my goat.
You could be like a really cool vet, but maybe you could just like keep it to yourself and just like your best friend's a goat.
Just tell me he's pissed off with you.
Ice cream or frozen yogurt?
Frozen yogurt.
Okay, not a sweet tooth.
I don't really have a sweet tooth, to be honest with you. I like sweets. I'm all for Percy Pigs.
Okay.
Outside of that, I'm just not really a sweet tooth kind of person.
Fair enough. Be invisible on demand or be telepathic?
See, I'd want to say telepathic, but maybe you could just like you then know too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think you'd be way too much in your head.
Yeah.
You don't really want to know probably what everyone's
Exactly.
thinking.
Yeah. So I
It'd
guess
probably
invisible.
traumatize you.
Yeah. And you'd probably see things you don't want to see. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it would make you so impressive probably in like every walk of life, like your job. I don't think you could tell anyone either.
No.
Because they'd be really freaked out. Like,
Yeah.
who would want to be in a relationship with you knowing you're telepathic?
Just imagine being with your friends and they're just all sitting there thinking like, oh, do we have to be with this guy again?
Yeah. I think that would be such a curse, to be honest. Oh, I think I know the answer to this one. Plans or surprise?
Always, well, yeah, for me, I like surprises. I do, but I like planning the surprise.
Yeah, okay.
So I like giving someone a surprise, but I'd want to arrange it.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, you're a planner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Work for the police force or the ambulance? Bit of a random one.
That's real tough. I feel like they both have quite a rough deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite bad, but I guess ambulance, at least then you feel like you're doing something for people. But that's quite tough. I mean, I can do either.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could either. Oh, interesting. This is kind of what we spoke about earlier. Be on a quiz show or a reality TV show?
I think I'd quite like to be on a quiz show.
Yeah.
So reality TV show, obviously we spoke about earlier, just, I'd love to do it, but I'd love to do it like behind closed doors, then no one know about it. But a quiz show, I'd quite like to do that. I quite like quizzes.
What show would you pick?
That is tough. I always did want to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I was just like, where you behind the closed doors kind of back yourself like, yeah, I'd definitely get at least $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's always like the first 3 questions, isn't it? That like, if you don't get over those, it's like embarrassing.
God, this guy, why is he on here?
Also, it's multiple choice. You can back yourself a bit more. Phone a friend. You've got some options.
Yeah. I just had this image of being the guy that is on the million question and then phone a friend and being like, yeah, I don't really need your help. I actually know the answer. Just want to say hello.
Yeah, I've seen that video.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm just about to win £1 million.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, that's really good. We're done. That's the podcast.
Thank you.
Do you have any final words?
Do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you.
In good old Paddy McGuinness format, let the chicken see the nugget. If you would leave your light on for this guy, contact the podcast on Instagram @SingleSounds to let me know you'd like to go on a date with this character. I feel like it should now be the Take Me Out theme tune. You know, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. But unfortunately, I don't have the copyright, so you get mine instead. Sorry. Have a great week as always, and see you next Tuesday.